If you're just gonna sit here and lick each other's buttholes, I'm gonna make you leave. Just to get you in the right headspace so you understand why I'm at the point of where I'm at, we'll rewind about 7 months.
Take it back now, y'all. Take it back now, y'all. Take it back now, y'all.
We landed here. They gave us the first month free, which should have been the first red flag, but get all of our shit in, and we start to notice as the weeks, as the days more so go by, that this place is so fucking sketchy. So they didn't tell us that. Well, why would they tell us? Anyway, they didn't tell us that basically cops are always here.
So me being like the pretty, at the time, blonde girl who wants to be very safe and like grew up in Baltimore, who didn't feel safe, was like, yes, I'm gonna be safe in this nice suburban area.
False! On more than one occasion, this neighbor of ours, which I have time and time again not made this video because I'm like, well, I don't want them to find out, but I am just, one, I don't think he knows how to find this video, first of all. And two, I'm done. I am at the point where I can no longer just sit back and be like, okay, this is fine. This guy, when we first moved in, I was 100% convinced that he always knew when we were gonna be home, because at the time we just got our first dog, Steven. I would come home from work, I would let him out, pee, so he doesn't piss in my apartment, and this guy, every time I rolled up, would be outside at the exact same time. And the first couple of times I'm like, okay, it's coincidence, he's just hanging out, doing whatever. But it got to the point where if I was coming up the steps, he would come out of his apartment, which is right fucking next to ours, and he would happen to be strolling out. Now, I thought it was just happening to me, but Connor says once he gets home, because he gets home a couple hours earlier than me, the guy's doing the same thing to him. Bitch, what the fuck? And it's not like, oh, he just walks out and is like, howdy neighbor, how's the neighborhood treating you? You having a good time? This guy, there's something here. It's to the point where it's almost like he doesn't understand when someone else is, hello! I'ma put ya in the other room. Hey, can we take it down to a 5? So he's not all there. And he just couldn't read social cues. Like, I got to the point where I was uncomfortable, because this is not just like a 30-year-old guy. This is a grown-ass 45-year-old man who lives alone and seems to be kind of fixated on our really small family. Like, every time we bring Steve out, he makes the same comments about Steve. And the first couple of times it's fine, but after so long, like, I can only deal with so much, because as the coincidences started building up more and more, it got to the point where they got more and more intense. So one weekend, Connor's up at his friend's house and I'm home alone, which is no problem. I'm like, I'm gonna have some me time, I'm gonna go do yoga, I'm gonna deal with these motherfucking dogs, I'm gonna have a grand old time. But I get home from yoga and I walk in the building and this guy is there with these like boys my age. Boys, men, I'm acting like I'm 15 years old, but guys my age, which is weird because, as I said, he's fucking like 45 or older at this point. I don't know. Hey! We are done! Sit down. Thank you. I know. You guys stop fighting on the bed. Steven, I swear to God. Sit down. Sit. Why do I try?
2,000 years later.
Thank you. May I proceed?
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
I come home, I walk in, he's with those guys, and I'm walking up the stairs and these guys start following me up the steps and start talking about my ass, which I understand. It is a snack. It is a Star Spangled Ding Dong. It is a Hostess snack. It is a top of the line booty crunchy muffin. It is a honey bun. But anyway, they start making these comments, which starts to get increasingly aggressive. So they're like asking me if I have a boyfriend. They're basically following me up the steps, which is not just like 4 or 5. It is sets of steps. And they start making all these comments, and I'm like, we ain't doing this today. Not today. It ain't happening today. And I get into the apartment, and I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want to let the dogs out and go take them pee because your girl ain't doing that. I know. I've watched the movies. I've seen what happens. I've watched 13 Reasons Why, and they were 13 Reasons Why right outside my door. It's not happening. So I wait inside, and Connor finally gets home, and he lets the dogs out when he gets home because
he's a strong man who needs to protect me. I don't care what decade it is, and I don't care how feministic I am.
I need a little protection. So he lets the dogs out. He comes back, and the next morning, of course, he has something to do. So he leaves in the morning, and I get a knock at my door, and I'm like, maybe Connor came back. That's kind of strange. And this guy, I shit you not, the 45-year-old man who lives next door to us is knocking on my goddamn door. And I'm like, hi. And I'm like, yes, hello, I'm very fragile. Please leave me alone voice because I don't know how to stand up for myself, and that's why I'm in therapy. I am like, how can I help you? Like, yes, what is it? And he, through the doors, like, can you give my sister a ride home? And this man is slurring his words. And not just like, oh, like something's wrong. No, he is fucked up, drunk. And he's like, can you take my sister home? I need you to take my sister home. Take my sister home. And me, knowing every horror movie in the books, was like, she can Uber home. And he's like, oh, she has no money. Okay, then why the fuck are you asking me? I, 1, don't know you. 2, just because we're neighbors does not make us friends. And 3, no, I'm not doing this. And it's at the point where he's consistently building up just more and more uncomfortable situations that I don't even like coming home. Like, I love my apartment, I love being in it, but I hate walking from my car to the door. Like, I am paying how much to be in my own house, apartment, little old box, and I can't even get through it without this guy literally following us. So
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Today, I roll up. I'm done from yoga. I'm feeling so much better because I had just the worst fucking mood all day. I hated everything. I didn't want to do anything. And of course, as I park, I don't see anyone. And the minute I turn off my car, there he is. Walking outside, just hanging out. And I'm like, okay, let me just dick around in my car a little bit. Like, I make this last a little bit longer, maybe he'll just like move on. But of course, he lingers longer and he starts to walk away. And I'm like, all right, this is my chance. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get out of here. I grab my bags, I grab my camera. I don't even grab my fucking tripod because it's in the other back, because out of the corner of my eye, I see this fucking guy standing at the hood of my car waiting to talk to me. Like, what? I'm literally trying to get bags out of my car, and this grown-ass man is standing at the hood of my car just staring at me. Like, hello, sir, can I help you? No, I cannot. Can you please move away? And I'm at this point thinking of all these things to say in my head. Like, bitch, can you step back? But I have no fucking backbone, and I'm just like,
Okay, maybe if like don't make eye contact, then like he'll get the point. But like this is a man who can't read social cues, so like what's the possibility that that's gonna actually work?
And I close my door and I'm like, fuck. So I'm trying to move, and he goes, "Oh, do you have your AC on?" It is 89 degrees outside. Do you really need to ask me that question? Is that question so fucking important that you need to stand at the hood of my car while I'm grabbing my bags to ask me that? So, like, if I die, this is my video journal of, like, who probably did it, and my head's probably in the freezer next door to my apartment. So, if anyone wants to start a GoFundMe so I can afford a nicer apartment where I don't fear for my life due to 45-year-old grown men who can't read social situations and are always happen to be there. That's it. Cut. Cut. Steven, cut.